Hello, my name is Beata, and this is Connected Learning. We are on the Collaborative Hybrid Teaching Learning Modules website. I'm going to take you through the idea and tech support given by our modules site so that you can see important information for students, important information for teachers, and how you may use this information to create super engaging lessons for your students in collaboration with other students from other schools, other classes, other cities, other countries across the world. So as you can see over here, all modules are already in place, and each module contains a choice of 4, 6, or 8 lessons. What does that mean if you decide that you only have a few lessons to devote to this project? You can choose 4 or 6, or if you wish to collaborate through all of them, you can go through all 8 lessons in each module. Each module is similarly structured with a similar division into lessons, although the number of lesson hours assigned to a single session may vary from 1 to 3. On our official website, Connected Learning, which is on connectedlearning22.weebly.com, there is a video discussing each module, which we highly encourage you to watch. Here we are. There you can learn about the recommendations from our teachers who have tested this with their students and see the works that were created by the student. English proficiency level is set between A2 and C1, and each module also contains an extension, an intercultural element that allows you to broaden the understanding of your students. This positive learning mindset is essential for 21st century learning. You can also find quite a lot of information in the linked documents. Important information for students, important information for teachers, guidelines for setting up collaboration, and a template for grouping students. At the bottom of each page, you will find a link to tech tools, teacher resources, and student resources. We will talk about them in a moment. You may want to start with important information for teachers, but your questions can also be answered when you visit the Frequently Asked Question page. Let's first go to the information for teachers, which gives you the goals for the connected learning modules and also shows you how the setup works. Here you can see the connected learning modules goals and the setup. Each thematic module contains several lessons with tasks for about 1 or 2 hours of engagement, and the cooperation between the students can be realized asynchronously. Of course, we try to make the groups mixed from different schools, and if the students wish to connect synchronously, of course, they are welcome to do that. The tasks include a variety of 21st century skills. You can click on the linked article with information and the source article as well, with some tips for you. And you can also read about some practical strategies for teaching students how to use metacognition. So here is the connected learning strategy for explicitly teaching students to use metacognition. And this should be helpful for you as well. If you want to verify your students' progress, you may want to use this template, which is provided over here. And of course, you would want to encourage your students to engage and apply effort with supportive comments. Here is a linked document for innovative feedback for success, which allows students to develop a growth mindset and also perseverance and grit. You can also practice process praise rather than people praise. So the whole point of the connected learning method is to allow yourself to be a facilitator and allow the students to work through the tasks as independently as they can. We also have resources for teachers. At the bottom of each page, you have a connection with teacher resources. And here you can receive many tips and helpful comments on the lessons for each of the units. There's also very specific information on how to conduct that lesson and perhaps some constructive feedback or ways of setting up the work, whether it is a classroom task or an individual task. And you will also have some helpful comments as well as tips on classroom management. Similarly, you have student resources, which are linked on the side as well. And when your students click on them, they can see quite a lot of helpful tips on netiquette, how to comment and critique online, how to agree or disagree, how to negotiate, the language of negotiation, and also some very interesting topics like lateral reading and evaluating sources, detecting bias, and the filter bubble. So these are elements of digital literacy. We also have tips for how to handle recording yourself, because some students are pretty shy and not able to record themselves as easily as others. Here is another very important page on our Connected Learning Modules site, and that is the Tech Tool page. On this page, we have collected all of the tech tools and apps that are used in all of the modules. You can also see that we have listed which modules and which lessons contain the use of these apps. They are linked to their original websites where you can get information about each of these tools. We have also linked to tutorials that will allow you to learn more about them, or you can assign those tutorials to your students. Another very interesting and helpful page is the lexical resources and key grammar points page, which is available for each unit. As you can see here, you also have links to a full list of grammar points and teaching tips depending on the unit. We have some information for each of the units and connected extra information on some of the units as well. Furthermore, we also have two extension pages. One is for IB English B students. These can be used for standard or higher levels. The extension chiefly aims to provide practice of paper 1 and speaking. This is why the tasks are creative types of tasks, and also they are paper one practice. So for each of these units, there are some tasks. For each of these, there are some tasks that are creative and involve speaking. And the second task is always a paper one practice, which is a similar or even adapted prompt from paper one exams. Also, we have an extension page for the faster students who complete. We also have an I am done extension page. This is a page with tasks for fast learners, which of course you may have in your classroom. Also, it can be used as an extension for all of your students if you wish to have them create some creative products. So each of these units has an extra task. There's a lot of choice in it. They are based on some movies and other information that is linked, for example, articles or even ed puzzles that are contained in these extra activities. Very informative, very entertaining in many ways, and can be used in a lot of different ways. As you can see from this presentation, connected learning thematic modules provide high school teachers with English lessons that allow students to develop 21st century skills while working through individual and collaborative tasks and being super engaged and conscious of their own learning. Finally, I would like to recommend you to visit our official website, Connected Learning, to watch the film From Teaching to Learning, which will guide you through the process in detail. There, you can also see the individual modules explained in detail and also examples of student work. Let's go over there. That's the teaching materials and projects results. You can also see the hybrid teaching strengths finder, which is a great tool that helps you assess your areas of technical readiness, classroom management, teacher personal skills, and students' responsibility for learning. A little lower, we also have the Teach Hybrid, an online course on mastering hybrid teaching. And we also have the modules. But most importantly is our video guide From Teaching to Learning, the Change in Our Eyes. The first part is separate, and the second part is here, also available in a playlist of sections and the separate files for each of the modules. In those individual films, you can see examples of student work and also testimonials from students and teachers about the connected learning way. Lastly, it is worth mentioning the Facebook group where other teachers from around the world are waiting to connect with you throughout the school year and work according to the connected learning formula. We hope that this instructional video is helpful to you as you embark on the connected learning way of joining your classes with other classes and helping your students learn English together.